He is more than you could ever need. He's more than the eye could see. I don't deserve His love, but He's always been there for me. You see, Jesus met me when I was at my lowest. And if you don't know Jesus, know this. He is the greatest example of generosity this world of greed has ever seen. And when Jesus hit the scene, He changed the scenery and met diversity with serenity. If you're looking for peace, He offers plenty. Jesus was and Jesus will forever be King. And when the angels sing, they sing of the grace that was displayed for sinners like me. I can't explain Him and I can't describe Him. And if I could, He wouldn't be Jesus, because you can't explain eternity and you can't comprehend the galaxies. But it was the loving hands of Jesus who spun them into existence and created man, knowing He would go to the cross to pay our sentence. There was a certificate of judgment with a period after the sentence, and we were sentenced to death long before He said it is finished. He is a father to the orphan, a shelter for the homeless, a hiding place for the abused, and an anchor for our storms. He stormed the gates of hell and came out on top, and the power of His gospel cannot be stopped, even when the world tries. And they try a lot. He traded places with Barabbas and became the catalyst of missions across the world, covering every portion of the atlas. If you're in need of rest, I know of a mattress. If you don't know Jesus, your future is tragic, but He gladly embraced tragedy so we could live in His presence of majesty. His presence is presence, and it's His presence that presents preciousness to a world of peasants. He is far from pretentious, but still loves those who are. He is the light of the world and hung the stars. He brings the dead to life and delivers life to the dead. He took a crown of thorns on His head so we could put crowns at His feet, and I can't wait until I get to kiss His feet that were nailed to a cross for me and for you and for every person around the world. He loves the world, and I love His word, because the word became flesh, and in His flesh He demonstrated the word to the world. He is an example to every boy and every girl. He is a lover of black people. He is a lover of white people. He is a lover of the unchurched and the assembly under the steeple. He doesn't see the believers' failures, but still takes time to celebrate their faithfulness. It's the power of the Spirit that enables us and gives us boldness when the world labels us. And if you want to label me, please call me a Jesus freak. And if that freaks you out, good. Because it's better to be good with God than to fight being misunderstood by a world that could never understand. So let it be understood that I don't worship man, we worship Jesus. And although He doesn't need us, He still sees us and pleads with us to run to the cross where He bled for us. His heart bleeds for us, His heart grieves for us, but still graciously grants us a pardon for our treason in a season where the world tries to explain away the work of the Spirit with human reasoning. There is a reason they can't. Because the Spirit is like the wind, and the wind cannot be seen. But loved is the one who believes without seeing the unseen. I'm telling you today that Jesus is something. He's something more. He's something great. And if you want to know Him, you don't have to wait. He stands at the narrow path with a key to the gate, and you only have to reach out and embrace His grace. I don't care who's president. I have the King who is always present. I don't care who holds musical celebrity. The voice of the Lord will always be the sweetest melody. I don't care who owns the riches of the globe. My Jesus holds more wealth than one ruby on His robe. I don't care who is the strongest or the fastest. Nothing matches the Creator of the universe and His immortal, infinite status. I don't care about religious leaders who died and stayed dead. I'll only worship the one who conquered death and wears a crown on His head. His name is Jesus, and I'm telling you, He's something. He was faithful yesterday, and He is faithful today. I can feel His presence whenever I pray, and when the time comes for me to fade away, I'll remember the day I heard Him say, "My name is Jesus."
Hello guys, welcome to Gem Ministries. We're changing up things a little bit here. I need a sound check. Can everybody give me a sound check, please? I see that there's people in here, but nobody's typing in the chat. So I'm just waiting for someone to respond. They've changed the they've changed everything in here, so I'm trying to get everything, good here. So I'm still waiting for someone to reply in the chat. Please, somebody reply in the chat, and then we're going to get started. Okay, sound is clear. All right. Okay, guys, so we're just doing a Bible study today. And we're going to be studying here out of Ecclesiastes, okay? And Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verses 1 through 20. Okay. So if everybody can turn there, or just get ready for that, and we're going to do our prayer here. One second. So you guys can hear me pretty good? I guess I'm using my webcam right now, so it's going to be a little bit different. I forgot to plug into my microphone. Sorry about that. So if you can hear me okay, then we'll just leave it. So you guys can hear me pretty good? Sorry about that. Okay. So if you can hear me okay, then we'll just leave it. Alright. I'll go ahead and plug in my... Okay. I totally forgot to plug in the webcam. I'll go ahead and plug in my... Okay. I totally forgot to plug in the webcam.
Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder? The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is... Hello. Okay, guys, I'm back. You should hear me better now. Can you guys hear me better now? I have my mic plugged in. I totally forgot that I didn't even have it plugged in. I totally forgot to plug in the webcam. Alright, so can you guys hear me better? Well, I'm waiting for somebody here in the chat.
Greatest example of generosity. World of greed is.
Hello, is there anybody here? Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me better now?
City with serenity. If you're looking for peace, he offers plenty. Jesus was and Jesus will forever be.
All right. Can you guys hear me better?
All right, so can you guys hear me better? Serenity. If you're looking for peace, he offers plenty. Jesus was and Jesus will forever be.
All right. Can you guys hear me better?
All right. So.
All right, guys, we're going to get started. I guess there's nobody here. I don't know why. We'll try to just wait for a little bit. If not, we're going to just get started anyway. And I'll let everybody know that we're doing a Bible study. What? I guess no one's going to show up. Oh well, I guess they can watch it later. Alright. So we're going to be studying here, guys, Ecclesiastes. And
trying to wait for some people to get on. All right. Oh. Okay. Everyone get to your Bibles to Ecclesiastes. Yeah, they change up everything. Chapter 5, verses 1 through 20, okay? So today's scriptures, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 19, we should be grateful and enjoy what we have worked for. It's a gift from God. Now, introduction here, guys, is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, 1 through 20. The philosopher shares his thoughts about making rash promises to God about the uselessness and acquiring material riches. So the reading concludes with a summutation of what the philosopher has learned about in life, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and get the scripture on the screen for everybody, because some people might not have any Bibles here. So Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 through 20. I'll get this on the screen. Okay, let's read here. This is a little insight. So how often people have arisen from relative obscurity to lead great movements in society. The Bible itself is full of such stories. Joseph goes from slave to prisoner to vizier of Egypt. David goes from shepherd to king of Israel. Esther goes from foreign exile to the queen of Persia. Peter goes from fisherman to church founder. Their stories inspire others, but later generations remember only ancient anecdotes and forget the passion of the character that moves leaders from obscurity to leadership in the first place. Life is fleeting. Victories do not last. In this imperfect internal world, greatness is only provisional. So let's start here. Chapter 5. Watch your step when you enter the house of God. Be ready to listen quietly rather than rushing in to offer up a sacrifice to foolish people, for they have no idea that what they do is evil. Do not be too hasty to speak your mind before God, or too quick to make promises you won't keep, for God is in heaven and you are on earth. Therefore watch your tongue, let your words be few, for just as busyness breeds restless dreams, so wordiness reveals the voice of a fool. If you make a promise to God, do not be slow to keep it, for he takes no pleasure in fools. So do what you have promised. In fact, it would be better not to make a vow in the first place than to make and not fulfill it. Do not let your mouth lead you to sin, and do not claim before the temple messenger that your vow was a mistake. Why should God be angry at the sound of your voice and destroy everything you've worked hard to achieve? Daydreaming and excessive talking are pointless and fleeting things to do, like trying to catch hold of a breath. What good comes from them? It is better to quietly reverence God. If you see the poor oppressed, justice denied, and righteousness rejected in a particular place, then do not be surprised at this, for those in power are watched over by those higher up, and they in turn by some even higher. Still, it is better for the land in every way to have a king who cultivates the fields. Verse 10. As the saying goes, those who love money will never be satisfied with money, and those who love riches will never be happy with what they have. This is fleeting. The more goods they are, the more people there are to consume them. How does any of this really benefit the owners except they can gaze proudly on their possessions? Sweet sleep comes to those who work hard, regardless of how much little they've eaten, but the abundance of the rich keeps them awake at night. Verse 13. I have witnessed a grave evil pervading our world. one that has been with us since the first sunrise. Harm comes to all who hoard their riches. Such riches can easily vanish through some misfortune, so that the rich have nothing left to pass along to their children. We all came naked from our mother's womb, and we will leave this world as we came, taking nothing of the wealth for which we have toiled. Here too is another grave evil. All of us, no matter who we are, will depart this world exactly the same way we came into it. So what good does it do to continue to toil after the wind? So all our days we eat in darkness, with mounting frustration, suffering, and anger. Then it dawned on me that too is good and proper, to eat and drink and find the good in all the toil that we undertake under the sun during the few days God has given, for this our lot in life. Also God gives wealth, possessions, and power to enjoy those things, and He allows them to accept their lot in life and enjoy hard work. This is God's gift. For people like this have no time to despair over life, because God keeps them so busy with a deep-seated joy. Alright guys, so question here is, let's reflect over what we just read. Basically, you can answer this or not, but what are your thoughts about the philosopher's view, making promises on verses 1 through 7, and do you think this is good advice? Okay. And have you ever made a rash promise to God? And if you have, what are the circumstances and what are the results? So like I said, you can do this your own Bible study, and this is for you to, practice more. And what does the philosopher say about acquiring money in verses 10 through 17? So we read 10 through 17, okay? 10 through 17. If you love money, you will never be satisfied. The richer you are, the more mouths you have to feed. All you gain is knowledge that you're rich. So basically, what they're saying there is, what's the philosopher say about acquiring money? Verses 10 through 17, on those 7 verses. He says, if you love money, you'll never be satisfied. Okay? And we leave this world how we entered it. We can't take nothing with us. So basically, if you love money, you will never be satisfied. That's what I'm getting out of there. Okay, so now, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hi, Philum, I see you there, and Henry. It's just a short Bible study today. I thought there was going to be more people here, but they didn't show up, I guess. Maybe they got the time wrong or something like that. So if you guys don't have any questions, that's going to be it for today, guys. If you don't, do you guys understand what we just read? So Ecclesiastes chapter 5 is what we just read. We were at verse 20, okay? So if you guys have any questions, guys, that's going to be it for today. Just a short Bible study. I wanted to do something. We're going to try next week. We're going to try to get a full Bible study on, guys. So hopefully somebody, and if you guys, you should tell me the times, because nobody showed up here. It doesn't matter. You guys can watch later. In the chat, those people said they were going to be there, but oh, hi Charlotte, how you doing? It was just a short Bible study today, but next week we're going to try for the full. I'm going to try for the full here. And I just haven't been feeling really well, but feeling better today. So next week we'll do the full Bible study, though, guys. If you have any questions, or if you guys want to do any Bible study on something, let me know, okay? But for anyways, guys, that's it. God bless.